Hey guys, it's Deirdre. Welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't done a video in a while. Just my schedule's been kind of crazy going back to work, and I know I kind of previously mentioned that in the last video, but my tarot practice, has kind of gotten put to the side with everything going on with my crazy schedule. So I've been, coming up with different ways to kind of connect with the decks that I do have, the ones that I haven't used in a while, because I have purged some decks and I have gotten in some new decks. So the ones that I kind of haven't been using, I, wanted to stay, wanted to kind of like preserve that connection with them. So I kind of want to bring you guys just this little video of some deck modifications that I have done, some deck modifications that I am currently working on. So I thought that I would share that with you guys. I have had a few questions on Instagram. Sometimes when I post about some of the decks that I have modified, so I will show those as well. And just some of the techniques that I use. Nothing too crazy, nothing ridiculous here. So I think I'll just start off something simple, just showing you guys just some edging. Let's see. Just think it's something we've all experimented with. So this is the Marielle. I think a lot of us have seen this deck modified. So it actually took me a while to modify this deck. I didn't cut off the borders right away. I just kind of wanted to sit with it, and then when I got ready to do it, I cut the borders off. And so as of right now, happy with it. I just did it with plain, scissors. So these are kind of, if you guys can see that. I hope this background's not too busy for you all. So I just cut these with scissors, edged them in black marker here. And as of right now, I don't want to round the corners out. I kind of like them kind of angular. So if I ever get called to round them, I will. And I think the titles I'll keep on as well, because I do think this first edition is out of print. So I don't want to do something and then have regrets, major regrets. So like I said, it's been working for me like this. So just keep that as is. So like I said, just basic black edging on the Marielle. Let's see, I've also had some questions about this one. This is the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. So this is a round deck. This is another one. It took me a while, a few hours to do this. Since it's round, I have to be a little extra careful. So just kind of show you guys if you can see that. And then also edged it in black. So just basic scissors, cut around, edged. And Wild Unknown, like you can kind of see the marker on the edges, but the Wild Unknown artwork, it kind of bleeds anyway. So I'm not worried about like the bleeding edge effect too much on the Wild Unknown decks. I do have the other Wild Unknown, the Tarot deck and the Animal Spirit. I have not modified those, only this one, just to make the circular cards a little bit smaller, a little bit more manageable. So, yep, so just basic marker and scissors again with this one. And of course, modifying it will take time, so, set a few hours aside and have fun with it. The Wildwood Tarot is another one. This one I have not edged. I've only trimmed it. Let's see, get it out of the bag here. All right, so that's this deck. As of yet, I don't have any plans to edge. I kind of like it the way it is. But I have chopped the borders off on this one. The borders were, it kind of took a lot of space up on the card. So like big white borders, so I chopped those off. And Like I said, I'm not going to worry about the back too much. I'm not too fussy about that. It looks okay. I mean, I still have the title on the bottom, but as you can see, it's pretty even here. And then on the bottom, we still have like that little gap there, that space there. But, you know, like I said, it doesn't bother me too much. So like I said, it hasn't affected my connection with the deck at all. Still use this one a lot. Love this one. So I do like the way it looks. All right, so that's the Wild Unknown. Just gonna kind of go through these quickly for you all. Let's do this one. I will show you my fails as well. This is the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud, Jessica Macbeth. With this deck, I do have another set of markers that are alcohol based. So what happened with this one? Let me take out some of the markers here so you guys can see. I found, here are the two colors I was kind of going back and forth with to use. And here's the brand. So these are alcohol based. These weren't that expensive. I got them from Amazon. They're good markers, but what I've noticed, I have trimmed 2 decks with these. This one and the Angel Tarot from Hay House. The card stock for the Fairies Oracle is a little bit thinner. Actually, it's a lot thinner than the Angel Tarot. So what I noticed is I got a perfect match with the sides and really clean lines going, but then when I got to the corners, I got a lot of bleeding. I'm not sure what happened there. You know, I always try to be very careful going around my corners, but for some reason I tried like one card, I think it was like the blank one, like the extra one, and got bleeding around the corners. So I originally left the corners white. It just kind of looked unfinished. So that did kind of affect the way that I worked with the deck. I just really didn't want to use it. So I ended up forgetting which color I originally edged with and used another color. And as you can kind of see, it's like a darker brown. It's not a match, but you know, it doesn't look totally unfinished anymore with that, but you know, I'm living with it. This one was an experience. You know, I wouldn't get the deck again or anything like that, but yeah, it did kind of affect how I use it. So this one I'm kind of leaving out. What I'm thinking I might do is just take this marker here and then just edge it again completely all the way around. Just be very, very careful and see how it comes out. If that turns out to be a total mess, I will probably just edge around here, around the borders, trim off a little bit on the bottom, and then I'll see how I can work the sides, because as you can see, the sides are different. So if I do, I'll keep you guys updated on that. But like, I was so bummed because the sides look so good, and then like the corners, it's like, you know, bummer, but it is what it is. But like I said, these are really, really good markers. I do like them. Like I said, I did use them on the Angel Tarot. And since the Angel Tarot from Hay House has, you know, thicker stock, I really didn't have that problem with this one. So as you can see, this is the Angel Tarot there, all the colors, and then I was able to get the sides. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So I don't really edge a lot with these. I mainly just use these for drawing, coloring, filling in. I have a set, I got a lot of colors in them, but for edging mainly, I will use my Prismacolor. I did take, you know, design in school, so I have a small collection of these from school when I was there. These are on the expensive side, so if these are in your budget, I would say go for it. I think that these are the best for edging. You get really, really nice color going around corners, no bleeding. Just give it a few seconds to dry. The drying time isn't long at all with these. Like I said, these are my favorite but you know, they are pricey. I think I just bought a basic set. I think it was like 12 colors, and that was like almost $30. So it's like I said, with whatever's in your budget, go with it. I've also heard people use Crayola. I have not tried Crayola, but I heard Crayola works really, really well too. This is another set, liquid mark, that I have at school that the students use. So I have tried these too to edge, and these work pretty well also. But the tip is different, so it's a little bit harder. You know, it's easier with this kind of, I don't know what they call it, like that flat tip. So these also edge well, but it's just trickier with the point that you get on this one. So it's like I said, I'm willing to try Crayola too, as well, to see how that works out. Highlighters I've also used on decks. This is the Neon Tarot. I believe I used highlighter for this one. I can't remember if it was a yellow marker, but I think it was highlighter. So this one came out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with this one. Really, really bright colors. So I thought that would work. So let's see. I kind of want to show you guys some things. Oh, one more thing. Sharpie metallic. So I use these as well. So for the silver, I use on my Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. So pretty happy with this one as well. If you guys can kind of see that. I said really good going around the edges. So like I said, because of the point, it took a little bit longer. But I'm happy with that one. And the gold I used on my Tarot of Dreams. And I did this one a while ago, so it's kind of fading now because I use this deck a lot. I love, love, love this one. And so it definitely, you probably can't even tell anymore, but it does have like the aged, worn look, which I like. But it was, you know, a little bit shinier when I first put it on. But yeah, the Sharpies work really, really well too. So I also have those. So let's see. So for edging, I kind of want to show you guys what I do. So this is the Ancient Italian Tarot. So this one has like that very vintage antique look to it. So I originally edged them and then, you know, I realized I wanted to cut the borders off. So I cut the borders off. These I did with scissors. I think this is my best one I've done with scissors. Like this was the closest to like having all the edges kind of be similar, like level kind of neat. So it feels very, very smooth. Like I said, none of the decks that I've cut with scissors, none of them have I had trouble shuffling or, you know, laying the cards out or anything like that. Any type of shuffling. So I haven't had a problem there using these scissors. So I'm going to show you just what I do for edging. So if I can find a few sets of markers here. So I have, when I edged this one, I was trying to decide between like this walnut color. I think I also have like an antique color. There's like another brownish color. Forgive me, I'm just kind of rummaging my case here. And I think this was the one I originally used. This was Brick Beige. So what I do, of course, I use the broadside here and just hold the card up, and then I kind of have the back, you know, facing towards the bottom, towards me. So if it does kind of, you know, leak or bleed a little bit, it'll be on the back side of the card. So, and then just take my time, go around. I usually just do all four sides and then just slightly go back over the edge. Like that. do this one. And just touch up the corners slightly. Okay. And then, like I said, it's pretty good with drying time as well. So I can, you know, almost just lay them on top of each other and it won't bleed or anything. Like I said, I've done black edging, purple edging, red edging, all that good stuff. All right, so I'm gonna finish that later. Let's see if you guys can kind of see the color there. Those are the two I just did on that end. Okay, so I'll finish that one, see how it comes out. Should be pretty good. So let's see. All right, so I kind of want to show you guys one more thing. Trimming. So most of the time I cut with my scissors, but I wanted to try using a paper cutter. So I found this one. I've seen this paper cutter around a lot. This is Fiskars. Originally saw this one on Boho Tarot with Dawn Michelle. So it's like the large kind of office paper cutters. It's just like, you know, a smaller version of it. So I recently trimmed my Dreaming Way Tarot. So the issue I came across while doing this, Dawn Michelle does something where she uses a triangle to kind of even up the card edges and then cuts all of the cards on the same side. So what I noticed was happening, just take this out. Okay, so what I noticed was happening as I was cutting, like I would line them up, you know, however, I'd put the triangle at the end, slice, 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 and then maybe about 6 to 8 cards in, you see how there is no border here, but about 6 to 8 cards in, I'd see the black edge of the border that was on the card. And then I cut a little bit more, and then I'd see the black edge and the white border. So it was a lot of readjusting. I've cut this deck so many times. I think I had to cut the top twice. I mean, going through the whole deck, cutting it, the tops were perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I mean, it was just like you could eat off of it. It was so flat, so level. But how it's not cutting each edge perfectly, and I had to keep readjusting the triangle. As you can see, it's not that level anymore. But honestly, you know, I really don't mind that. So it was really just, you know, do I feel more comfortable edging with the paper cutter or with the scissors? At this point, I love both. I love doing both. Scissors, you know, it's tried and true pretty much. Paper cutter, you might have to do some readjusting, but it's way less wear and tear on your hands physically. A lot less manual labor going on there. So like I said, I love both. I'll use both. But if I can, I'll probably put like a picture here to show you guys how some of the edging was choppy and how some of the borders were still on. So I pretty much had to end up cutting each corner twice and then using the corner rounder again. But I didn't want any border. I just wanted the image. So, you know, sometimes you got to put the extra work in, but I'm really, really happy how this one came out. So to kind of, one more thing to kind of show you guys what I'm referring to, I have the Llewellyn Tarot. So we've all seen this one. This one's actually brand new to my collection. So I've seen this one all over. Just picked it up. I'm so happy. It's beautiful. I can see why it's such a cherished deck. It's amazing. But you know, looking at the cards, you know, I really thought I would be able to connect better if I get rid of the borders. So I started with the paper cutter. So you guys can see what I'm talking about, how it's, see that like leveling, how it's almost like perfect. I just only did the top so far, but how it's kind of level. But if you look at it straight on, there's like slight border there, slight border there, slight border there. Then as you go on and on, you can start to see a little bit more, a little bit more. And then as you go further and further along, you can start to see the background behind the edge of the border there. So like I said, it's going to be a lot of readjusting. So what I'm going to try to do here with you guys is just going a little bit deeper. I don't think I'm going to try and use the triangle this time. I don't know. I might have to. But let's see what happens. So this part here kind of helps secure the card. This kind of moves, I guess, for flexibility. I taped mine down just to make it a little bit firmer, because sometimes if this is too loose, the cards can kind of slide. You know, and that, you know, that could have been where I messed up too. So let's see. So I don't want any border, so I'm just gonna go a little bit in. And I think for this one, I'm gonna try and maybe line up with this number 4 right here. Let's see what happens. So I'm not gonna put the triangle, I'm just gonna hold it down really firmly with my hands. I said, just take your time, slice, and now we should be good to go, because I really don't wanna go back and try to chop off borders again, because it just turns into a pain. All right, so there's the top. So let's try the next card, see if we can kind of get it the same again. So I'm gonna line up with the 4. See if we can get it, see what happens. Like I said, it won't be perfect, but that's all right. All right, so let's see. All right, so, and not bad. If you guys can see that. All right, let's try one more. And then I'll probably try this one too. The one that had a lot of border still showing. So let's see what happens. Oh, my doggy's mad. She's trying to get in the room. Like I said, sometimes what I've noticed with the cards is sometimes the cards themselves, how they've been printed, they're not perfect. Not necessarily with this deck, but the cards that have already been printed, like, they're not perfect as well. So if your edging isn't perfect, you know, don't get disheartened, because it could, you know, may not even be on your end. Oh, see, the card kind of slid a little bit there. Make sure we just take your time, get it right, and just come down. All right, so not bad. Let's try that Ace of Wands card that had a lot of the border showing. Let's see what happens. And line it up. Just take your time, get it right, hold down firmly. All right, there it is. All right, so yep, it looks like that'll be my guideline right there. Okay, so I'll probably do another deck mod video probably later on during the year, to see, you know, what changes I might want to make to other decks, and just so you guys can get a chance to see how this one came out. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been fooling around with. I've been, you know, taking a little break from actually pulling cards, and kind of been, you know, playing with my tarot in different ways, using different ways to bond with them. I've been doing cards a day, just simple stuff, nothing too crazy. All right, so like I said, edging. So for paper cutting, scissors, Fiskars paper cutter. I've seen other ones with a slider. Not sure how those work, but I've heard things about the blade getting dull, so that's why I got the chopper one. So if you want to check out, I'll link her video below. If you want to check out Dawn Michelle's method with the triangle, that one also works really well. I'll link that video below too, because that's, you know, what kind of helped me start to use this one. And so yeah, once again, these are the markers that I've used. Mainly these and the Prismacolors and the Sharpies. You know, I mainly recommend the Sharpies. Can't go wrong with those. And like I said, if it's in your budget, please try Prismacolor. If not, Crayola should work as well. Okay, so that is it for now. I will try not to make my next video so far away. It's just a lot hanging in there. I hope everyone else is too. So love you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I will see you next time. Stay well, stay healthy, stay blessed. Love you guys. Bye.